How is everybody doing? Hope you're all well. This video is going to focus on the solo output of George Michael. George went solo in 1986, really, when Wham split in the summer. But the first album didn't come out until 1987. His first solo album was Faith. So yeah, we're going to take a look at that. Wham was a duo, but George Michael was the chief songwriter, singer. He drew a lot from American R&B, soul, jazz. Influences would be people like Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin, and yeah, so let's move on and check all the albums out. So Faith was released in 1987. Earlier that year he did a duet with Aretha Franklin, Knew You Were Waiting For Me. In 1986 he released A Different Corner while he was still in Wham, and even in 1984 Careless Whisper was sold under the name of George Michael, even though it was on the Wham album Make It Big. You know, he kind of grew up quickly. He was trying to make his name as an artist. You know, the pop bubblegum image wasn't for him. You know, he wanted to be taken more seriously, like his peers, like Elton John, and a few more artists that he was influenced by. So this is Faith from 1987, easily dismissed as just another 80s pop album, but you know, songwriting here is quite strong. Yeah, I mean, it's all the songs are great on this album. There's lots of influences and styles. This is a remastered edition. Faith itself has kind of got that 1950s Bo Diddley rhythm. It's a perfect throwaway jukebox single. You know, it sounds like a cover. It's like it was written before, you know. I can imagine Gene Vincent or somebody doing something like that. Especially then you got the Telecaster style solo in the middle. Very, very clever stuff. So Faith, father figure. That's kind of a gospel style song. Very slow and nice vocal on that. I Want Your Sex, part 1 and 2. It's kind of a 70s funk, James Brown, and even Prince vibe from this one. His band, I think, by the Beeb. One More Try, that's another soul ballad. Hard Day. That kind of goes into kind of modern R&B kind of from the time. Hand to Mouth, that's another good song. Look at Your Hands. Monkey's a bit throwaway. But Kissing a Fool, great ballad, really, really good. Then you have got A Last Request, I Want Your Sex part 3, nice sneaky kind of loungy 2 o'clock in the morning type song. Yeah, you know, it's a good album, and you know, closer inspection reveals lots of styles. Like I said, this is the remaster. There's extra stuff on this. It is Love Is in Need of Love Today Live. It's a Stevie Wonder song. I Believe When I Fall in Love, that's another Stevie Wonder song, heavily influenced by Stevie Wonder, and can always do a great cover of Stevie Wonder and Elton John. Yeah, so this was a big album. It launched him to superstardom. He was the biggest solo artist on the planet by 1988. There was a lot of touring and stuff like that, and he was getting a little bit sick of it. by 88 and writing for a new album at the time. And the voice is always good. There's kind of a throwback here, you know. Harley Davidson's, rock and roll. To date, global sales of Faith are more than 20 million units. Yeah. So Faith is possibly an essential. That's the extra CD we get in this. It's an essential 80s album. This is the deluxe edition of Faith. It's just got a hard case slip sleeve on it. Very, very nice. There you go. This one also has the DVD and the 2 CDs. Found this in a shop, brand new. It was actually very cheap. There's a nice interview, and there's extra photographs and stuff like that. Yeah, worth grabbing. Like I said, you get the videos and stuff like that. Videos have George Michael and Jonathan Ross from London, 1987. Music, Money, Love, Faith. 1988. These are little documentaries. Promo videos for the singles from the album. Yeah, so nice package and well worth grabbing. 1990 sees the release of Listen Without Prejudice, Volume 1. It's a famous photograph of a beach somewhere in New York back in the 30s. You could see the full image online if you do a little bit of Googling. Listen Without Prejudice is a very, very different album from Faith. It's less joyous, less poppy. Praying for Time, that's quite serious, you know, about the world and famine and all this stuff. Up to number 1. Freedom 90. This is the take on the old Wham song Freedom. Nothing like it, of course, but it's you know, he's singing about himself, how he had to get away from this and away from that, and you know, he just had to break free from the music machine, really. They Won't Go When I Go. That's another Stevie Wonder cover. Something to Save. Kind of Bee Gees, strings and acoustic guitar. And then you've got Cowboys and Angels. This is possibly my favourite George Michael track of all time. It reminds me of Burt Bacharach stuff in the 60s. There's a little touch of Dave Brubeck's Take 5 in there. Or what's that other song? Jack Jones, is it? Going Down to the City. Yeah, it's a beautiful song. Got great arrangement. Very seductive. Waiting for That Day. That's another acoustic track over a drum machine, kind of a hip hop beat. At the end of that song, he actually starts saying, "You can't always get what you want." And of course, you know, the Rolling Stones are in on the party. Jagger Richards get a writing credit. Mother's Pride is just a piano ballad, an anti-war song, really, and it's actually one of the best ones. It's very, very sad, and it could almost evoke tears. Heal the Pain. Again, nice song, almost like the Bee Gees, you know. He doesn't sing falsetto, but it's could have been a Bee Gees song, you know. Soul Free, that's a little bit throwaway. Kind of a hip hoppy beat on that as well, and then you've got Waiting Reprise. So yeah, this album was another big deal. Volume 2 never materialized because it was meant to be more of a dance album, but that never happened. Tells you the times when they were kind of written. October '89 for Praying for Time. Played a lot of stuff on this himself. Phil Palmer, guitars, who was always also in Wham. Dion Estes, bass, brilliant bass player. He's probably the stalwart in the George Michael story for bass. Freedom 90, June '89. Yeah, so really. Good album. His first, step away from pop. So it fails in some ways. It's a little bit dour. And like I said, we never got to listen without Prejudice Volume 2. We were all waiting for that. There was a few songs, Crazy Man Dance, and they ended up on an AIDS charity album called Red Hot and Dance, but they've been released since as well. You can nearly make your own version of it if you put in the 1992 single, Too Funky, those 3 songs, and a few other solo singles around that era. And he did there was a big court case with Sony that went on for a long time. So there wasn't another album then until 1996. So this was pretty eagerly anticipated. Older. He signed now to Virgin, I think. A lot had happened between Faith and this in almost 10 years. He also appeared at the Freddie Mercury tribute concert and did a great rendition of Somebody to Love. Probably one of the best versions ever. Outside Freddie Mercury's original version. This one is more stylized. The songs are slower. It starts off with Jesus to a Child. I think about a lover who died of AIDS. And that's a slow song. And then Fast Love, again, very of its time, I could imagine Lighthouse Family or Seal or even the Spice Girls singing, a song with that kind of beat in it. Older, again, very slow, lots of strings, lots of synths, moogs and stuff like that. Spinning the Wheel, that's another song about infidelity. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I like that one. Very low spoken funky loop on that. Strangest Thing, it's a pretty good track actually. To Be Forgiven, it's another good one. Again, very, very slow. The album's quite slow. Move On. And then you got Star People. Again, it kind of reminds me of Soul Free. Really my favourite track. You Have Been Loved. It's a nice song. But again, the whole album is introspective. And you could tell that a lot went into it. It took a long time to make it. And it was getting pretty serious. You can tell here he wants to be taken seriously as an artist. However, he wasn't very happy in reality with all the fame and success he had. He was just feeling empty and lonely. 1998 sees the release of Ladies and Gentlemen, the best of George Michael, compilation of hits. In a double CD package. Here you have it. It's kind of divided into 2 parts really. The For the Heart is the first disc, and it has like more or less all the slow songs that he's done. A few extras on here. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, live with Elton John. That was a big hit in 1991. I Can't Make You Love Me, that's a non-album track. A Moment With You, also a non-album track. Desafinado, that's with Astrid Gilberto. And here you have it. So this is the for the feet. Actually, one booklet is actually missing out of this. So the second part is for the feet, so that's more more dance oriented stuff. And then you have Outside, Stevie Wonder cover. And then you have Outside As with Mary J. Blige, that's a Stevie Wonder cover. Fast Love, Too Funky, Freedom 90, Star People 97, Killer, Papa Was a Rolling Stone, I Want Your Sex Part 2, The Strangest Thing, Fantasy. That was also a B-side back in 1990. Spinning the Wheel, Waiting for That Day, I Knew You Were Waiting for Me with Aretha Franklin, Fade, Somebody to Love, and that's from the Freddie Mercury tribute concert in April 1992. 1999, just before Christmas, sees the release of Songs from the Last Century. This was produced by the legendary Phil Ramone. It's a covers album, and it's again lots of slow stuff on here with string orchestra and lush, very very smooth performances. Brother, Can You Spare a Dime, Roxanne, You've Changed, My Baby Just Cares For Me, The First Time I Saw Your Face, Miss Sarajevo, which was a U2 song when they were in their passenger mode. Great song actually. I Remember You, Secret Love, Wild Is the Wind, and Where or When. So this one is not really for me. I find it quite easy, smooth, but I guess, you know, as an artist he wanted to work with Phil Ramone, and produce this. So yeah, that's the players. So it's a big arrangement and quite enjoyable, kind of loungy way. After a lot of anticipation, Patience was released in 2004. It's pretty good. I think it's a bit long, that's the only problem. There's some good songs on here. Again, meticulous attention to detail. He kind of goes back over his life on this one, and there's a few personal songs on it as well. Patience, amazing. John and Elvis Are Dead, Cars and Trains, Around Here, Shoot the Dog, that's about George Bush and Tony Blair. The Warmongers, he's kind of saying. My Mother Had a Brother, Flawless, Go to the City, American Angel, I think that's about his new boyfriend, Precious Box, Please Send Me Someone, and Selma's Song, Freak 04, Through, and Patience Part 2. Yeah, it's not bad. Like I said, it feels a bit long. Could have been edited a bit, but George when he was young was yeah, there's a kind of political awareness and global issues in this one. fine CRT TV there. I had one just like that, I'm sure. Yeah. Panasonic, is it? There you go. So that's it really. This would be the last studio album by George Michael, Patience. In 2006, 25 is released, and again another greatest hits package. 3 discs. And this time one is called For the Living. For living, for loving, for the loyal. Again, yeah, you get a lot of photos and breakdown of the tracks here. It's on it. Lyrics are in this one as well. So let's have a look. So Everything She Wants, there's some Wham. It starts off with some Wham tracks. Everything She Wants, which is one of the best Wham songs. Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, Freedom by Wham. Fate, Too Funky, Fast Love, Freedom 90, Spinning the Wheel Outside, As, Mary J. Blige, Freak, Shoot the Dog, Amazing, Flawless, An Easier Affair. Some non-album stuff here as well. Then For Loving, Careless Whisper, Last Christmas by Wham. Different Corner, another great song. Father Figure, One More Try, Praying for Time, Heal the Pain. That's with Paul McCartney. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. That's with Elton John. Jesus to a Child, Older, Round Here, You Have Been Loved, John and Elvis Are Dead. This Is Not Real Love with Mutya. And then for the loyal, we have Understand, Precious Box, Roxanne, Fantasy, Cars and Trains, Patience, You Know That I Want To, My Mother Had a Brother, If You Were There by Wham. Safe, American Angel, My Baby Just Cares For Me, Brother Can You Spare Me a Dime, performed by Pavarotti and Friends. Please Send Me Someone, and Through. 25 is a great compilation. You can pick it up pretty cheaply. You've kind of got everything there really to keep you going. It's enough if you just don't want to buy the albums. Then after a bit of a break and not much activity, he went back doing some live dates, and in 2014 Symphonica was released. This is a live album. Track listing on this is Through, My Baby Just Cares For Me, A Different Corner. Better version than the original. It's just has got more in it. Praying for Time, Let Her Down Easy. That's a cover of a Terence and D'Arby song. First Time I Ever Saw Your Face, Feeling Good. John and Elvis Are Dead, One More Try, Cowboys and Angels. Idol is an Elton John song from Blue Moves, about a guy who becomes famous and then falls back down into the gutter. It's a great song, I love it. Nice version here as well. Brother Can You Spare a Dime, Wild as the Wind, You've Changed. So music produced by Phil Ramone. Executive producer David Austin. David Austin is a long-time friend of George's and has wrote some of the songs over the years as well. I bought it on the CD as an afterthought really. I'm kind of a bit disappointed I didn't buy the vinyl, because now the vinyl is going for €500. I think it's going to be released again soon. It's just that since he passed away, the later stuff is becoming very expensive. Older on vinyl is quite expensive. So there you go. And sad really, because he had a lot more to give, no doubt. But again, his legacy remains. And anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and feel free to subscribe, and take care.